What's going on, guys? So interesting project going on today. I'm kind of, well, maybe a third of the way through the installation of this, or at least the assembly of this North Star towable boom broadcast and spot sprayer, 31-gallon tank. Basically, this is a chemical sprayer that you can tow behind an ATV or a lawn tractor, and you can spread chemicals, whether it's going to be like weed killer, or you're going to carry weed killer in it, or pesticide, bug spray, things like that. For me, I want to have this for the sake of spreading, oh, there's a big horsefly. I want to be able to spread weed killer as well as pesticides, basically, you know, something to kill the fire ants and things like that. And hopefully this works well. This isn't the largest you can get. They make these things, you know, well past 100 gallons. 31 gallons for me is probably going to suffice, since the main area that I'm going to be using this on is going to be the area directly around the house. Maybe some of the front and some of the deeper back areas. But yeah, this should work well, hopefully. I paid about $500 for this. It was a little under $500, but yeah, I paid about $500 for this at Northern Tools. I have no experience using one of these, so I have absolutely no idea how well it's going to work for my application. Hopefully it works really well. It's got a lot of kind of cool perks here. Again, the North Star NSQ series. It's a 12 volt. So what's kind of cool is it has these little clips that you clip to the battery on your mower. So when you're towing it around, it actually uses the battery on the mower to power it. Now, I don't know what this does to the battery in terms of, you know, wearing it down. Hopefully the battery will stay charged. But the goal overall is to be able to, again, just be able to spread some stuff out. Now, what's cool about this is you can see it has spray 19-foot vertical, 30 feet horizontal with the spot spray gun. So it's got a little handle that you can use to spray you know, independent areas, like if you have a fire ant pile or something like that that you want to hit that you can't get the little trailer into. So that's pretty cool. 80-inch effective broadcast width, 120-inch overall broadcast width. It's approved for use with Roundup agricultural herbicides. And again, 31-gallon spring-loaded boom arms. So basically you have these little arms that'll spring out so you can spray a wider path whenever you're out and about. You know, what I don't like about this is the fact that I got to assemble it. Now, I don't know if Northern Tools offers it as a service. They had a bunch of these stacked up, so they didn't offer it to me if they did. But that's always one of the things that that I think most people probably don't like about products like this, is that you get it home and you spend the next hour and a half trying to put the thing together before you can even use it. And then sometimes you have parts missing. But I don't think I have any parts missing here. The confusing thing about the instructions is about every 3 pages is installation instructions for a different serial number version of this. So you have to find the specific one that you're assembling here. I'll give you an example. They have like step 1, step 2A. So these are all for different assemblies. And then you got to find the one that specifically applies to what you're putting together, so you don't accidentally, you know, put something in the wrong spot. But I'm at the point now to where I'm securing the frame to the actual tank. Once I tighten all these down, I'll be able to put the wheels on, flip the thing over, and start putting everything on top, which includes the pumps, the pipes, the hoses, the sprayer arms, and everything else. But yeah, it's coming along. Anyways, let's keep it going and figure out what happens next. Okay, so here it is, finished product. I suppose if I hadn't taken a couple breaks in between to play with my my little daughter, I probably could have had this thing completely done in about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. It's not that difficult. You just have to kind of shift it around and everything. It's pretty easy to assemble, and I like how they've actually assembled everything. It's intuitive how it was put together. But still, it takes some time. It would be nice if they offered a service to put this thing together for you before you pick it up. All that said, pretty cool. The way this thing operates is you connect this to the batteries of your mower. Then you have a little on-off switch right here to turn the pump on and off. It's got a siphoning tube that goes down in, a little filter on the end. Whenever you have all your liquid in here, your chemical mixed up, it's going to pull it up. It's going to go right here. It's going to come right here. This right here is for your sprayer, so you can spray things around if you want to manually spray stuff. And right here is where it gets pumped into the 2 spreaders right here, kind of outriggers. They come off and they spread the material out from the sides and towards the center. So we're going to go and get this thing hitched up behind, I I think we're going to do the Skag because the Toro has my garbage can attachment on the back so I can pull my totes down near the street. And my Skag has an open receiver hitch where I can connect that to it. So let's go ahead and get this thing all connected up and see how it works. Okay, so we have the new North Star sprayer, 31-gallon sprayer hooked up to the mower. I simply have to hook these up to the battery. The reason why I opted to go with the Toro over the Skag for this is because the Skag kind of buries the battery down there and it has a bar running across the top of it that prevents you direct access to the actual terminals. Where the Toro, on the other hand, the battery's right there and you have direct access to both terminals, and it's going to be a lot more convenient. Plus, it's going to just kind of add to the additional benefit of the Toro in terms of all the tools attachments. You know, I got the bigger battery on there now. I got the 6 amp hour battery in my weed eater. Got the bucket, got the little grabber arm over there, and now we have a sprayer on the back that's going to be really interesting to see how it works. I'm going to go and get the wire ran up here to the front, and we'll get over to the hose so we can fill this thing up and throw some chemicals in it. Got to make sure these nozzles are spraying down. Run this up and kind of around the bucket right here. Alright, so next thing I need to do is fill this up with some liquid, and we may just run it with water for now just to see how it works. Let's get over to a hose. Looks to be made pretty well. I mean, it's all very industrial feeling. Even the little motor pump that's on the back of it. But we'll see how this thing sprays. Probably turn it on right now just so I can get an idea. Pretty cool. Yeah, it looks to be probably about a 8-foot spread. And I can also see it filling up the hose right here as well, so I have the ability to use a sprayer. Of course, this probably won't work unless I have the pump turned on. Here it comes. Wow, that actually works really good. Very cool. Alright, so we got it pretty full. We're gonna go and put it to the test, see how it works. Alright. Okay, so you could probably see how it kind of dribbles out here. The pump's off right now, and it's doing this the whole time the pump's running, but it's still casting a pretty wide little swath of spray. It's doing a pretty good job. Got a little bit of insecticide mixed in here, basically some ant killer just to spread some material down. But it spreads pretty wide. I mean, again, you can kind of see the path here. Goes out to about here. I'm going to say I have it probably 12 to 14 feet wide in terms of the spray pattern. Now, of course, the spray, as it gets further out to the edge, it's not going to concentrate as much as it would like right here behind it. But this thing works pretty good. Again, my only downside is it dribbles a lot of liquid out directly below the sprayer heads when it's on. The wand works really well. I only used it once, and it seems to spray really well. Very uniform as well. I like that. But this is pretty cool. And you know, if you have something like this, let me know what your opinion of it is. I'm sure a lot of people probably actually have this exact same one. Works real well. I like the drain plug down there on the bottom. You know, we probably filled it 3/4 of the way full, so it was probably filled to about here. And I just sprayed probably, I want to say probably about a half an acre's worth. And so far it's doing really well. I got to figure out how to adjust the spray flow in case I want to put more or less material down. That's really going to be right here. But I got to figure out exactly where I want it to be dialed in to specifically see, you know, what type of an effect it's having. So I'm going to go out over the next couple of days just to see how the ants look, and if I've been able to eliminate some of them, then I figure this thing's probably paid for itself. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this. I'll put a link in the description if this is something you may be looking for. Again, I picked it up over at Northern Tools, a little under 500 bucks. I think it was like $419 on sale, normally like $450, and then after tax and everything, it's about $480. But pretty dang satisfied with it. The Toro pulled it with no problem at all, just super easily, and yeah, so far that thing's been a work beast out here. So before you criticize the light usage of anything, keep in mind it is winter out here and the grass isn't growing nearly as tall, and I'm not a commercial operator. So on the Skag we got 6 hours, and on the Toro we have 10 hours. So between the two of them we have 16 hours of usage. This is absolutely kind of my go-to for just everyday run-of-the-mill tasks around here. Mowing, going out to the edge of the property and weed eating, mainly because I can take everything with me with this. So this is such a cool setup, and I really appreciate it. So big shout out to the folks at Toro for providing this for my channel for review and evaluation. Anyways, again, I'll put a link to this in the description if this is something you may be interested in for your property. Again, for me, it's mainly going to be for weed killer and for insecticide, but you might have a different purpose for it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.